a lot of talk again on social media about fat people in Southwest Airlines. That is a tongue twister. I don't care who says it isn't. I guess if you're a fat person, somehow you can get an extra seat for free. All of you guys are hearing about this right now, but I knew about this months ago when I talked to my pal Billy, who told me that that's a travel hack that he's known about for a while and has, taken advantage of. I got mixed feelings about that. First of all, yay, good. But I understand how you people that are upset about it, I see the point you're making. I don't think I agree with you, but I see the point you're making. It's another free thing for the week, right? That's what you guys think. Another enabling free thing for the week. Listen, kids, look, when you're a huge person, a person of size, dude, things are hard. Shoes are hard. Pants are hard. Chairs are hard. It's hard to find things that fit you. They don't, and as you guys all agree, we don't necessarily have to make, 3 feet wide chairs across the entire bay of the plane. Should there be a fat section in Southwest Airlines in the back of the plane? It might not, fly well. It could cause some stability issues. It could be perceived as derogatory for some reasons that I'm sure you guys know about. I don't know, maybe they'd have to center it across all 4 spaces of the plane, not too much up front, I don't know. It is hard to travel. I have given up on traveling for a decade plus. Kids, when I was in the Army, going to basic training, I was, about 210, 6 foot 210. Some would say a little portly, just a little chubby, right? It was hard for me to fit in the plane back then. I can't even imagine trying to fit in the plane. When I was in the Army, and I was kind of a fatty in the Army, I'm not gonna, some of you know that, not crazy till the end. Going on the roller coasters was hard, and I could still go out and run 3 or 4 miles. I don't know. The world is not designed for big people, and they have to do something. They have to, they don't have to, but they're seeing a need and they're filling it. Why is it a problem? I don't understand why it's a problem for anybody. Not the most interesting take, I suppose. When you live in the big and tall world, everything's more expensive. Shoes are more expensive. Plants are more plants. When you eat them, because you eat a lot. Pants are more expensive. Everything's more expensive. And there's nothing you can do about it. This one thing and this one piece of karma where you get something cheaper coming back to you, and I understand. Well, it's so expensive to buy big and tall. It sucks too. In your furniture, in your bed frames, and everything in your world, your toilet seats, everything has to be heavy duty rated, and then if you do want to, it's not fun being fat, kids. The people that are out there trying to make it look fun and be body positivity, wasn't there that Spanish actress that just passed away? I'm so disconnected from the story. I don't even know her name, but I know that apparently she was, somewhat celebrated for being a body positivity advocate. There's this travel guy on Discovery on Disney right now.
I know, Mama, you don't want me up here right now. Well, we up here. As a chubby black guy, I don't see a lot of folks who look like me exploring the world. Ooh.
I'm not lured by the idea of a 300-pound guy going down one of those speed ropes or jumping off on a bungee cord I'm not lured by that. Sure, taking a train across a nice majestic travel, sure, that's nice, but these adventure guys, by season 3, when they've run out of all the easy stuff and they're gonna have to try to keep the ratings up and just a natural drive to push the envelope of what he can or can't do, if he's not getting fit along the way, I don't see that ending well. Anyways, good for that guy though, right? His charisma, his positivity really shows. What this really leads me to is, I know about this world to some degree, right? To a large degree. I've been living fat. Let's just get my updates out of the way. I was right there at 100 pounds, almost 100 pounds lost. I scored 99 pounds one day, and then all of a sudden it just starts going up. And I know why it went up. It went up because it was Thanksgiving, guys. It wasn't because of me. It's not because of my responsibility. It was Thanksgiving. It was the situation around me. Anyways, I gained about 10 pounds, and I've been trying to push them back down. Last week, I thought I was all the way back to where I started. This week, I seem to I magically put on 4 pounds over the weekend. And fluctuations, yeah, and eating. And so now, yeah, I'm like 95 pounds down. I am in what would be, I think, officially considered a stall. I don't think it's a stall, though, if it's because you're just eating the wrong food, right? I don't think that makes it a stall. I haven't been like horrible. I've still been exercising. I hurt my feet pretty bad 2 or 3 months ago. Yeah, it was a bummer, man. Injuries suck. And going back to that whole body positivity thing, that's what I don't think people really realize. People don't really realize the plus and active at any size thing. First of all, we know it's not true. I mean, we know you can't, well, there's some guys out there that are killing it. You know, that fat runner or whatever the guy does, parkour, you know, being a big boy. Yeah, listen, dude, eventually age catches up with everybody, but it catches up with the obese way sooner, way faster. And they become, when you're young and fat, maybe it's no big deal. Maybe, if you're not really out there trying to run a marathon, which there's some fat runners out there that do a great job. Listen, I applaud you for being able to accomplish such feats of athleticism at your size. It only makes it more impressive to some degree. Eventually, being old catches up with you. And here's the problem. If you're eating now like a big person and being really active, guys, inevitably what happens for most everybody is you hurt yourself, you stop moving, or you have a kid and you stop moving, but you still eat like you've been eating when you move a lot, and you eat like a big person that moves a lot. And all of a sudden you're a big person that doesn't move a lot. And really quickly, all your muscle fades away, your tendons get kind of soft, and you still keep packing on fat. You're exchanging that athleticism for fat, just fat on fat on fat. And for a lot of people, they lose control. And a lot of people, me being one of them, they lose control, and you start going down the path which leads to being a homebound person from your obesity, right? Your obesity causes an issue. You're so big, you can't move. You're so big, you can't get up. You're so big, you can't go for a walk. I was 1 foot in that space. 1 foot in. I was this close from being all the way there. Just the lightest little bit of walking was becoming a problem, a real problem. And I feel like I'm still in that space a little bit. Not that I can do any like really big feats of any physicalness or impressiveness, but I can, modified, very light duty, very low impact, I can get myself through some pretty okay workouts. I've worked out for a couple hours at a time, many times in the last couple years, putting out good effort. I wouldn't make any baseball team. I wouldn't make any wrestling team, but I could put out a good effort in my experience. And I think for a lot of other people, what they don't realize is what it does to the joints, to my knees, to my feet. And then I know, guys, hey, tough it up. Everyone's sore. Everyone hurts a little. I know, but there's 2 kinds though, right? There's the kind of everyone's okay, right? When you're getting a little sorer, when the limping lasts a little longer, when no matter how, after you warm up, you cool down faster. Like when you're training at a rate where every day you're waking up a little bit more broken down than the day before, and your routine or your ego or your coaching or your expectations of yourself is, no, just, man, keep putting out. I know I can put out. As the great Matt Wenning said, it's not what you can do, it's what you can recover from. Matt, I never say it right. I'm sorry.
Once you go over the accommodation loop and you're in a stressor, the body's no longer trying to adapt, it's trying to survive. That means your training is doing jack shit. So if you're pushing too hard, the body doesn't learn from it, it survives from it.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign.
You're gonna break down, right?
You're gonna break down, and it's breaking down to a point you cannot recover from. So it's not what you can do, it's what you can recover from. And that has to be based off of where you're at in this pond right now, not the pond 20 years ago.
There's a difference, man. There's a difference between waking up and being a little sore, which, yeah, I do every day. And then there's waking up and being like, oh my God, wow. I'm fucking injured. I'm a little injured. And some people don't get it. They just don't get it. They don't realize that you can fuck yourself up pretty easy. I don't think I'm supposed to cuss. I might bleep that out. I was there, man. I was there. I kind of had to shut down for about a week and just let everything heal, which is an enormous disappointment. I was doing a lot of recovery work. I was doing a lot of myofascial relief and stretching. And when you're a big fatty, just getting down on the ground and lifting and moving yourself around, that counts, kids. I don't care what anybody said. And also the nice thing is I had noticed that when you're always, this is at least my experience, when you're always feeling thrashed from working out, a lot of things around the house start to slip. Things don't get clean like they're supposed to. Things don't get organized like they're supposed to. I was able just to sort of, do some spring cleaning at home, anyways, it's hard when you're so heavy and so out of shape. Moving is difficult. Getting up out of a chair is difficult. Tying your shoes is difficult. Washing your body is difficult. And for a growing portion of our society, that is becoming more of their reality, which leads me to my conversation I had with my friend Sean. I've known Sean for about 10 years now through Instagram. Sean is a very passionate guy. He's got big feelings, as I would say I do, and a lot of people I know do. And he speaks with a lot of passion and a lot of conviction. And Sean is a heavy man. So heavy that it has taken away a lot of his mobility. And I think he would be the first to admit that. Sean has dealt with life-threatening bouts of lymphedema and infections from cellulitis, I believe. I could be wrong with the cellulitis. I think I'm not, though. As I was. I spent a week and a half in the hospital getting, as the doctor told me, the maximum dose. Any more will kill you. The strongest shit, antibiotics, about 5 or 6 years ago. And I have developed a pretty minor case of lymphedema in my right calf. It's doing so much better. It's being well managed. I've been able to walk on it and move, and the best thing for a lymphatic system is moving and breathing. I'm pretty diligent to sleep with it at least a little bit elevated every night at some part of the night. So I try to manage it really well. Lymphatic oh, kids, lymphatic syndrome or disease or whatever it's called it sucks, dude. And some people have it all over their body. Anyways, hi Randall, come here. You want to come say hi? I crossed my feet. Come here. You want to get over here? Say good morning. This is my guy. Hello. Where's Frosty? I don't know. I haven't seen him yet today either. All right, take off. Nevertheless, being homebound due to obesity, being forced at home because you're too fat to leave the house, it's a thing. And a lot of people are suffering from it. And a lot of people sadly die, frankly, before they even get to that deal of incapacitation from their weight. A lot of people are suffering, and we're really worried about someone getting an extra seat on an airplane. It just seems so petty, so wrong, so unkind to a population of people that really need some kindness. Most fat people need some kindness in their life. They are constantly reminded of and demeaned from their obesity. We know, man. We don't like it. And you're right. Do something about it. A lot of us are trying. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying this makes it justifiable, but it is not an easy mountain to climb. That being said, my guy Sean is here doing everything he can to get healthy and at the same time be an advocate for people that are dealing with homebound issues and obesity related issues, and helping them find a way to still live life fully and with dignity. And this is an important conversation, and I've really wanted to offer it to you the right way. I'm going to probably break up this conversation into a few pieces. My introduction is probably way too long. I don't know how to be brief, but I'm going to break this conversation into a few pieces and we'll go from there. If you're at all curious about what obesity eventually leads to for some, as far as being homebound, and you know someone who is dealing with this, or if you are someone who's dealing with this, I wish I could help you better. Me sharing Sean's story is me trying to help. Okay? Thank you for everything. I know I'm not doing these very often. I've got some things in my life I need to figure out, but mostly my weight. mostly in my own personal health. But this is something that gives me a sense of that sensation that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm going to keep doing them. I hope some of you get some value out of them. If this conversation is only a jump off point for you and I to form a little bit more of a friendship, that would mean a ton to me. That would mean the world to me. And that's
sure,
that's enough for
bro.
me.
Bro, yes. I mean, I love you already. I mean, things you do, I mean, I keep up with you, and just where you've come, and, you being in excruciating pain to where you're at now. I mean, I get you full level, brother.
You,
So,
you're a special man to me, dude. I've known you for nearly 10 years. You've had a powerful life, man. You speak boldly, and you seem to love really hard. Can you just sort of fill me in on how Sean's doing?
Russell, for lack of better words, like, you say I love hard, I do. I can't help it. You'd love to where sometimes you get hurt or left in the dust. And that's my calling, though. I'm going to help people no matter what. As you may know, I mean, I've had I mean, since 2017, I didn't realize I was going to be in the ride of my life, the setbacks. And the setbacks outweigh the victories by far. But here's the thing, I wouldn't change a thing, because I'm not where I want to be, I'm where I need to be. And, things don't happen to us, they happen for us. So, with that being said, I've been in the hospital 33 times due to my lymphedema and infections, 30 sometimes since 2004. And quite frequently, whenever I started working out, going to the gym 3 times a week, when working with a person that is morbidly obese, you gotta, especially with lymphedema, you gotta be very careful on the kind of exercises that you have a person like me do. But not to blame anybody, but nobody knows that, but it's sort of compiled, made the infections even drive more, because I already have water fluid retention.
Mm-hmm.
I can gain 200 pounds overnight.
Mm-hmm.
Once I get an infection from fluid.
What's your weight fluctuating then between, like, if you're, and I don't know if you know this, but I also have lymphedema in my right calf.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, in my right calf.
You do?
Yeah, and
Okay.
I've had it for almost 15 years. So, and I will say I'm fortunate that it's a pretty mild case of lymphedema. I mean, I will say I'm fortunate it is a mild case of lymphedema. And even when it was at its worst, as mild as it is, it's terrifying. You feel like
it is terrifying. It is, because you can't, that's what mine was. Mine started in 2000 from, I had right on my leg where my lymphedema mass is, I thought it was a spider bite, but it was, just kept on growing. I kept on getting infection after infection after infection after infection. And it was that doing a kind of hit kind of exercise or workouts, high intense interval training, isn't the best for somebody like me.
No, not at all. And they don't get that. They don't get that at all.
No.
You're absolutely right.
No, and that's exactly, most people don't, or
No.
they think you're, making excuses.
Yeah,
well,
they're trying to take you to your limits, and they don't realize what they're doing to your body.
And I can't, and I worked out with the best of people, and people couldn't believe I could do. I mean, I got a lot of strength. You carry around, 687 pounds. We're pretty strong. I mean, I'm a strong dude. My legs are strong. Happen to carry that around. But needless to say, all of that is behind me. And so, there was COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, COVID, and then lo and behold, when COVID was sort of um, coming up, things were opening and stuff. Well, I started oozing out of my back and my sides, like it was pouring water
Mm.
out of my pores. And with that being said, I didn't know what I had, but I was so swollen, Russell. I didn't know. And when I went to the hospital, my wife, gave me a look, and I thought I was going into the hospital and never coming back home.
Mm.
And that's what I called her that night. And here's what she said to me. I said, Jess, I said, and I started weeping. She started weeping. I said, what are we gonna tell the girls?
Mm.
And we cried for a while, and she said, we're not gonna tell them nothing.
Mm.
She said, tonight we cry, tomorrow we fight. And I needed that so bad, because I am a fighter. But sometimes you want to throw the towel in. You think, man, I'm so overwhelmed. And I wasn't. I went to the hospital. That's where I gained 200 pounds.
What year was
So
this?
I
What year
went
was
from
this?
550. This was back in October of 2021.
Okay, so you went from 552
550 to 750
and how many in what
it
period of time?
overnight.
Overnight, because they just kept filling you with IVs and you just kept sucking them in.
No. This is my fluid retention.
How do you? Wow.
Well, and that's the thing. That's what most people don't. And they came in. They thought no. They kept on zing out my bed and thinking that it was my bed that was, the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Doctors came in. They were just mesmerized by the fact that there's no way he gained 200 pounds. Well, I lost all of it in 7 days because they gave me fluids and ran the course, and then, gave me diuretics, and
Did
lo
you
and
pee,
behold,
did you pee out 200 pounds of water?
oh my goodness, did I ever?
Oh my
I
god.
mean,
What's that even like?
it's constant. It's like I went and I peed, and then 10 minutes later I had to pee again.
Wow.
I'd go 20 minutes later to have to pee again. 30 minutes later I had to pee again. Just random. But I would go so bad. I mean, I couldn't even get up. They gave me this thing called a Pure Wick, and it has a bucket. It's exactly like a catheter. It's an external one. And I kept peeing, and the bucket, I would fill the bucket up um 6 7 times a day.
Wow.
I just, started coming off. I felt it all go in my sides, decreased everything. And I got back and I was 547 at my low at whenever I got out of the hospital. And so I did that, and so that led into a bunch of other things. I came home, and then from that, in October, I lost my mobility completely
In
during that
October of
time.
2000 what again, please?
Yes. So I was in the hospital for 1 month. I wasn't able to stand or anything because at home because of that.
So October of what year did you come back from the hospital?
2021.
And you said how much were you weighing?
I was
550?
over. I weighed over 758.
Okay,
And
that
then
was
I got the
your
weight up and went down to about 547.
when you left
Okay.
the hospital.
Well, to go to rehab.
Okay, and I want to let you know,
I went,
just to let you know, Sean, just to give you some perspective, I think I maxed out around 520, 515. So
sure.
I was also, we were without the water bloat, we're about up the same size. So I understand, even without the water bloat, unless if you've stopped moving in any way and have had, and you said you stayed strong at your, the atrophy and just being able to move the shortest of distances is literally exhausting, let alone the I dealt with such ankle pain and foot pain
Yeah.
from it all. So I don't think people understand, like, when you're people of our size, the whole, like, go get 'em tiger, show us what you got mentality. It's too destructive on your nervous system, which means your hormonal system. It breaks down your bones and tendons and cartilage all at the same time, and then
Which is all that.
and then in a few days you're near immobilized, because whatever inertia you did have, you just spent all your goodwill in your body in one overzealous workout. Like, starting slow has to be what we do, and it's not about finding our limits. I think we have to, acknowledge, like, physically it has to be a strategy physically that's unconventional to some degree, right? So
it does.
So
Right.
here we are. It's been 2 years. What has this last 2 years been like for you, Sean?
Wow. So being in rehab, I was in rehab for 16 weeks.
Okay. Related to
Now,
food, related to physical
no.
therapy?
Rehab to my to being able to stand.
Okay.
Food has never been my issue. I'd never, they say addiction and to food. I love food, comfort food. It's not that I was ever addicted. I had a bad relationship with some things. But like I said, everybody automatically assumes that a person my size is eating 10,000 calories a day. Never done that.
I
And
have, just so you know, I have a lot.
well,
Many times over and over and over again.
well, some people,
But that doesn't mean you have, though,
there's
Sean.
but there's some people that weigh 147 pounds that do 10,000 calories a day. And everybody's praised for that, or they eat, whatever they want to eat.
Right.
And, they can eat a whole pizza at one sitting,
Right.
but that's okay because they got the metabolism of a hummingbird. We got the metabolism of an elephant.
Mm-hmm.
And so what my whole thing is finding a rehab. They kept me in for a month so that my patient advocate found me a rehab, which was St. Luke's. And so they got everything. Kate or Jack, who was my physical therapist and my occupational therapist, they never worked with anybody my size. But do you know what they did?
What's that?
Kate is a rock star.
Okay.
She brought me in. She had everything I needed. She had my bed with the air mattress, which that's what my whole thing. I want to advocate for getting people that are homebound, getting them the tools that they need in order to get to the first step, because the last thing they're thinking about is exercise program or a healthy eating plan.
So what would those
They
first
need to
steps
find
be?
out how to get out of their bed.
What are the things that you're advocating for? What are the things that they can that you want to see that people don't even know, that maybe even I don't even know, that people need to get to that first step that you've learned along the way?
Well, thanks for asking that, because I just changed. We had the obesity revolution. I completely dissolved that because obesity has a bad connotation in a lot of people. I just renamed and named everything called living large. Okay.
Okay.
Living your life to the fullest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're living large, but everybody doesn't accept it. So here's the thing. Most people that can't get out of their home can't get to the doctor. They need a concierge doctor like I do.
Mm-hmm.
I get blood work, they come to my home.
Mm-hmm.
My doctor comes to my home, who is amazing. So, number one, them getting a doctor that is going to listen to them and care for them. Also, I get people call me or trying to get a touch of me every week. They need a bed. They've been in the same bed. They need they go to the bathroom in their bed on a porta potty. They haven't been out of their bed in how many years? So the thing is, they need a bariatric bed so that they can have a air mattress that is paid for by their insurance, that they can have comfort there, and that it reclines so that they can start working at getting out of their bed and putting their feet on the ground. And then also they need to have, a commode that is goes up to 700 pounds. Um, they need chairs. Like I have a lift chair. My lift chair was such a godsend that it changed my life. So here's the thing too. Let me go back a little bit, but I'm still getting my mobility back.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the hardest thing in the world because I'm at my home. If I fall and I break a hip or an ankle, I'll be in rehab or
Mm-hmm.
a nursing home
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
So that's what I want them to have a Hoyer lift.
Okay.
A Hoyer lift is where they can be lifted if they, go down or get out of a seat or they can't make it with limits. Like I can get across my living room floor, but the thing is coming back and
Mm-hmm.
having the
Mm-hmm.
wherewithal to come back. I want everything that a person needs for them to see light at the end of the tunnel. That they have the bed, they have somebody work with them. Their caretaker has all the tools that they need. Things to help even wipe. That's a whole other
Hey,
thing.
listen, I
People
get
don't
it.
talk about
I,
that
I
stuff.
I'm recently back in the self-wipe team, and it's
Well,
still hard as fuck. Excuse my language,
I
Sean.
know.
It's still hard as
It's
fuck.
like a marathon.
It,
It's
it
like a
well, it's
marathon.
it. I mean, I've herniated before doing it. It's you know what I mean. Like literally, I have. It will sometimes aggravate my hernia. It's fucking sucks, buddy.
I'm sorry, but and nobody wants to talk about it, but
Hey,
I do.
hey, God bless my tushy. God bless my tushy.
I know.
They were invented right when I needed them most, Sean. God bless them.
I hear you. And even like a bidet.
Well, that's what that is, right? That's a poor man's bidet, but but I don't think
It
you can
is.
actually flush a bidet, can you?
No, but you can get a really good
Toilet.
charge. You know what I mean? They put them. You can put them on the toilet, and they have them where they are portable.
Well, that's what my
too.
tushy is. It's a bidet that you attach to the toilet. I'm not sure if you knew that or
See?
not. Yeah, that okay.
Yes,
So I guess I didn't clarify. I see.
Well, you're like. Well, you said. Well, I thought you said you love your tushy. I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus, dude. Okay, and you just went with it. You're a good man, Sean. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
No, let me tell you this. What I'm trying to say. what a miscommunication we just had. That's delicious.
Yes. I
No,
got
let
you.
me
That's the name of it.
let me start over again. I consider my tushy, I say it like almost like Kleenex. Like when I say Kleenex, I mean tissue paper, right? So there's, I think the original brand, or at least the original brand I heard of, God bless Joey Coco Diaz on his podcast. He used to talk about it, where you attach that plastic piece onto the top of your toilet with the plumbing built in, and you can rinse your butt, right? You know what I'm saying? You can rinse your butt, right? That I think those are relatively new.
I don't think they've been around for multiple decades. I think they've only come out in the last 15 years, which is sort of coincidentally when I kind of started needing one. And so I get it, dude. Just self-care is self-care becomes near impossible once
It
you're
does.
morbidly obese, or like in the case of you and I. And I don't know where this triggers your offenses or not, but super morbidly obese, right? I mean, like,
Nothing triggers me.
okay,
So
yeah. I mean, so
everything's a go.
I love that you are a man that seemingly can get things done and are becoming a resource to other people out there that need help. And I only hope that as I learn to take control back of my health and leave my obesity behind. I hope. I still want to remember and stay connected
Where you
to
came from.
where I came from, and help as many people that were there with me off of that path, if at all, God willing, if at all possible. Because I understand
Yes.
that life is beautiful and we all live a loved and fulfilled life to varying degrees. But I just really believe life can be better enjoyed and better experienced when you're not at the size that we've been at. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
I just feel that way.
Sure.
It doesn't devalue who we are as individuals in any way. I think of it like this. I think of it like just more doors get unlocked that we can open and walk through, you know?
Yes. Well, think about this, Russell, is if I don't accept where I'm at, okay? If I don't accept myself at 687, I'm not going to accept myself at 187. Here's the other you got, not that I'm satisfied. I'm not. I know who I am. I know the battles, and of course, about a month ago, I was considered dead. I had a hospital stay. I don't know if you
No,
knew that or
no,
not.
I did not.
Yes, I went into the hospital. My potassium was extremely low because of the diuretics, and my doctor said to come off the sodium. I thought they meant to come off the potassium. I didn't take my
Oh,
potassium
so you had
for
a
2
mineral,
months.
you had a really bad mineral bonk, and it almost killed
I
you.
had, yes, my oxygen was 30%.
Oh,
Went
Sean.
down to 20%.
That's scary, bud.
And well, I was in psychosis. There were people visiting me in the hospital, and it was like I was in some kind of chamber, and I could see them through the window.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I would talk, here's what they said: it was like I had a mouthful of marbles.
Really? Wow.
Yes. And where I'm at now, here's what my day does. Okay, I get up. Of course, I change. I can do good. I go. If I have to go to the bathroom, whatever. Um, I eat in my chair. I do podcasts from my chair. I do whatever and talk and have meetings from my chair. I sleep in my chair. I sit in my chair right now until I get to this thing right now. And the next step is right now is I'm insulin resistant. And I'm sure you know what insulin resistance is,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
if you're familiar.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
I'm
it's a confusing topic that
Yes.
there's many disagreements on amongst many smart doctors, but I think I have a real vague understanding of it.
Well, what it is that my body is producing insulin beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And my A1C is 5.1. Now, my blood sugar will fluctuate because your insulin is put into you to keep your blood sugar at bay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's happening is me producing the insulin, my body, because it's off hormonally, it's off endocrinologically, it's off in metabolically. I wish I would have found these things out that I'm finding out now 20 years ago, and doctors would have listened to me like they do now. I have an amazing team of doctors right now that get me, that are helping me, that I talk to them every 2 weeks, and they get my blood every 2 weeks just to check because I'm on suppressive therapy for my lymphedema infections. I take antibiotics, a
Yeah.
low dose to keep them suppressed, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they all knew that, but me producing the insulin is not the problem. My body thinks it's under attack and attacks the insulin.
Mm.
And that's what's happening in my body. And that's what's happening in, like I said, where your kidneys. And I just got a report today. All my numbers look great. I got blood drawn yesterday. They came through. My doctor, Dr. Nizal, called me today and said my potassium is spot on. My kidney function, spot on. Everything looks perfect. Well, that means I'm fighting for that. And there's going to be another step, which I won't say too much about now. I'll keep you, posted.
Keep
I'll
me posted
talk to
after
you.
our conversation
Yeah.
today. Yeah, good.
Well, yeah. Well, and I want to make sure that it goes without a hitch
Yeah.
because this is something that's going to help me tremendously
Mm-hmm.
to be able to get over a hurdle. And I got a meeting with the doctors. So through all of this, Russell, I'm I know I'm where I need to be. I can't. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna sit and fret and worry, or worry's like a rocking chair. It gives us something to do, but never gets us anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm either gonna worry about this or I'm gonna pursue it and figure out, okay, I'm here for right now. This is, my season and the state where I'm at, and I'm gonna be content. I'm pleased, but I'm not satisfied
Mm-hmm.
because I'm so tired of being in here. And I had to go to rehab to learn how to stand again.
Mm-hmm.
I was like I was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
I had to stand for the first time. I had to, take my first step and then walk further, do this to pivot. And I did all that in that 16 weeks. And it was like the best thing that ever happened. I was all by myself. My kids couldn't come and see me because you had to be 21 and over. And my wife, she couldn't come because of the kids. And it was the best thing, Russell. And even now, I'm loving life. And so you can be living large, but you can live your life to the fullest once you have the tools to get you and make you feel like you're making progress. I want everybody, the wheelchair that they need, like you can get a portable, for people up to 1,000 pounds, you can get a motorized wheelchair that Medicare or Medicaid will take care of.
Mm-hmm.
And so people don't know how to do that though.
Mm-hmm.
And they're so outside that realm,
Yeah.
even to go and to find out, here I am. And so right now, I'm pleased. I'm not satisfied. I'm not going to be satisfied until I get out of here, get my weight off, and I'm able to go to Six Flags with my girls and ride every roller coaster because
I love
I'm a
that.
roller coaster junkie, an adrenaline junkie,
I
and that's what I'm going to do.
Sean, that did you steal my list? You took that right off of the list of the stuff I want to do. Ride a roller coaster. Ride a roller coaster with my kids is on my bucket list of goals. And also to be able to go to.
This,
also to be able to go to.
This.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about I want to go to all 30 baseball stadiums?
Wow.
That's what I want to. And I'm from Pittsburgh. I'm a Pittsburgh Steeler fan
Yeah.
through and through.
Yeah.
I haven't been home in such a long time because I haven't been able to. And I'm going to go and I'm going to have Pittsburgh tickets. And I'll go home, you know what I'm saying?
I
And
love
just,
this.
I have all that. My wife, I want us to be able to do and go and not have any, worries. And she deserves that. My wife's she's my caretaker, and she's my ride or die. She puts up with a lot with me. And one thing she said, Russell, and I'll be done with that. I said to her, I said, well, you didn't sign up for this. Well,
Yeah.
she said, yes, I did. She said that it said for better or worse,
Yeah, that's right.
for
Because she loves
richer
you.
or poor.
Because she loves you.
And she does. She
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
25 years we've been married, and my wife is a total rock star, a total gift, and just I I I wouldn't be able to do what I do without her.
You know, that's a heavy conversation that we just had, right? I mean, that's what I'm trying to do with all of this. I want to find a place to reach out to people of size, obese. I thought of a term today. What was it called? Obesity related disability. I mean, that's kind of with what some people are dealing with. And I'm not trying to label anybody or put any stigmas on any situation anyone's in. But I think sometimes labels do help. It sort of puts it into perspective. There was, Sean is, and a lot of other people, and me, let's stop talking about Sean. I was so close. I was right there. This garage I'm recording you into, the words are so hard for me sometimes. This garage I'm recording this into. There's a reason why I don't post very often, kids. I'm pretty awful at this. But this garage I'm recording from, it is about, I don't know, 20 yards, maybe 30 yards. Maybe one day I'll get one of those laser finders or something, like on a golf course, and really find out. But it used to feel far. This morning I did a workout, and then after the workout, it was a good day. It was a great day. I did some exercises with those slant boards. I remembered the name of something for once in my life. I started using those slant boards a couple days ago, and I did some pretty light hex bar deadlifts with those slant boards, and they feel great. And I got 3 or 4 sets in, and I was thinking, maybe do one more set. And then I thought, everyone always gets injured on the last set. I'm gonna just chill. I have never done these before. Just know I did well and accept the victory that it was already in my hand. I'll save that 5th set for the next time. Well, nevertheless, I get home and there's just a bunch of garbage. We did some spring cleaning. We threw out all the old spices that have been sitting in our cabinets for years, stuff that expired in like 2021 and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And it was a couple of heavy bags of garbage. And I had to pick up those bags and carry them to the dumpster. And I remember, guys, like 3 years ago today, how hard that was for me to do. Maybe not to the exact day, but yeah, I mean, it would have been. 2020, December of 2020, I was physically a wreck. Walking a parking lot was exhausting. Standing after doing some grocery store at the grocery line, I would just start flop sweating because I was probably exerted. I was hot, I was exerted. I started becoming aware. I'd get little panic attacks. Like, I was close to being homebound. I was really close. And it still affects me. I'm still so heavy. And I did like a 30-minute workout this morning, and my knees and even like on that. So I'm telling you about that. You know, I walked those garbage bags to the dumpster and back. As I'm walking back, the top of my right foot, kind of in between the, you know, kind of like it would be here on my right foot, I just start feeling it hurt. And I start feeling it really hurt. And my stride turned into a limp. And I was just, my feet, I was starting to wear out. I was just breaking. I mean, like, I am still so out of shape, so out of shape. And I had to chill. Like, I went home, I got off my feet for 30 minutes, and then I got back onto the chores and started moving on with the day. I've been able to walk fine so far the rest of the day. So it wasn't that I was permanently out for the day, but I was hitting my limits. And if I hadn't really honored that, I might have hurt myself again, like I did a couple months ago. And that's still kind of where I'm at. I am still very, very, very out of shape. I do my best. I'm lifting. I'm riding the elliptical. I got my bike tuned up and ready to go as soon as this rain stops. I'm really looking forward for taking out a bike ride. It's been too long since I've done that. Like, I have stuff I want to do, but I remember how hard it was. And when I hit my limits and I get flustered, how quickly I hit my limits. A workout in a morning full of chores, and I'm sitting at my chair, text messaging friends going, my feet are fried already. Like, I've already fried my feet today. And this is a reality that too many people are dealing with. And there's only one way out. There's no easy way out, kids. You got to get your diet in order. You got to move. You got to eat more protein, more meat, less processed food, less extra carbs. All that stuff. All this stuff that you can listen to someone who's smart tell you about, not me. But I care about this. If not only selfishly for me, to be a reminder for myself to keep going, to not quit, to whatever the next few years brings, I will be better capable to deal with it with a healthier body, fresher mind. And yeah, I don't know what the next few years brings. I sort of feel a little lost again right now, you know? But I'm going to keep pushing. I'm not going to quit. I have ideas and goals and dreams, hopes. We'll see where it goes. Anyways, if you made it all the way to the end of this, if you are hearing me now in this video, please, if you could take some time to like, subscribe, comment for the algorithms. Sean's story deserves to be told. Even though I may not be the best at telling it, Sean's story deserves to be told. There are more parts coming in this series, this multiple part series with my buddy Sean. And next week we'll go into the fat questions. I'm forming a list of standard fat questions that I want to ask, and of anybody that was willing to sit down and talk to me that's dealing with the obesity related issues. And I'm trying to see where the patterns are. Maybe one day we can learn something from it. Anyways, I appreciate you so much. Thanks for stopping and watching and giving me your time and your attention and your support. I will see you next time. Okay, bye. Kisses. Bye, 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 bye.